Hey, Life Uncloseted family. It is time once again for a Life Uncloseted Riff and Rant. I'm your host, Rick Clemens, and here we are. It is Friday before Christmas. It's just a few days away. It is Christmas 2018, and I don't know about you, but I'm really excited to see this year winding down, not because I want to put it in the past, but it's been a pretty decent year. Lots of good stuff has happened, and I'm also really ready for this holiday season to wind down because, well, I've had some challenges this week, and those challenges are like what many of you are going to go through, challenges with family. And these challenges reminded me to do two things: to own it and to fully show up in what I own. Now, I'm not going to go into the deep details here, but let's just say due to a situation that was happening with one of my kids, suddenly my parents decided to show up in a certain way. And then they went back to rehashing the old stories, the old things that they still cannot own. And what I mean by that is the old stories that they can't really fully accept me as a gay guy. They can't accept that being gay is not a choice. They can't accept that divorce is actually sometimes the best solution, all this sort of stuff. And in the midst of this and challenging me to be a parent, out of left field, this stuff showed up. Now, why am I talking about owning it and showing up? Because in that moment, I decided to own, truly own, that I no longer had to coddle to their whims of fancy and telling me what I need to do. And I showed up fully as myself. I showed up as a man, as a parent, as a guy who's making these critical decisions for what's going on. And too often I find when we live our life in closets. I used to live in the closet of my parents. I lived in the closet of them believing this was who I was supposed to be, all that stuff. Even up through the last 10 years, there's been bouts of this going on. And what I'm going to challenge each of you to do as you go into the holiday season, and God, I'm hoping most of you don't have to deal with any toxic relationships, but if you are dealing with a toxic relationship, I want to challenge you to own who you are and to fully show up as yourself. Because when I fully owned who I was in these conversations and I showed up as myself, I put the stake in the ground and said, this no longer works. Yes, I've done this before, but this time I felt really empowered by it because I didn't let them take me to a space where I'm feeling guilty and feeling bad. Because I stood in my power and I owned that I was this person, I was the parent, I was the one making the responsible decisions. And I showed up fully as who I'm meant to be. And sometimes it's really hard to own it because here's the things that I believe are happening with my own parents is they're not fully owning who they are. They're not fully showing up in the way that they should show up because they haven't yet fully worked through their own stuff. And so many people who don't own their stuff and show up fully owning it, they're going to continue to lob things out at other people. And so as you get ready to go through your holiday celebrations, and those of you who already have been through Hanukkah and stuff, or preparing for the New Year's or whatever it is, these holidays are always the kind of things that tend to trigger all of us. What I'm going to invite you to do is own your truths and to fully show up in them, good or bad. I'm hoping you will own the truths that are the ones that give you strength, the ones that give you empowerment, the ones that give you courage and confidence, and the ones that bring you joy and happiness. Because here is the thing. The more you own your truth, the more you show up as yourself, the more you own who you are meant to be in the world, the more you will fully show up at that. And no one will be able to take that away from you. So that's my holiday message. I know it sounds a little negative to some, but I wanted to come full circle that own yourself, show up as yourself, and you will have the best holiday experience. And remember, those who can't handle you owning yourself and showing up as yourself are the ones who have truly not learned to own who they are and to show up fully as themselves because somebody somewhere told them you can't be that. So that's it. Have a wonderful holiday weekend, and we'll be right back in just a couple of days with another episode of Life Uncloseted, and we'll be getting ready for the new year real soon. Take care, everybody.